Hey there /x/. So I've been lurking here for a few years now, and have read a bunch of those Goatman Skinwalker stories and always thought they were cool, but never paid any mind to them. I live in New York City but go to the woods in the outer counties as well as some trips upstate, so I would think that my chances of actually encountering one is slim to none. Boy, was I wrong. I've lived here my whole life and I've seen some weird things, have almost been mugged a few times, had my encounters with crack addicts and such, but this was the first time I was genuinely fearing for my life. I doubt this isn't human, but I'm still weirded out that this is what goes down in the tunnels. I'm going to Greentexts this, and forgive me if I'm slow, but strap in because this is a doozy. Be me. Heading home from work after closing the store at which I slave away. Typical shit. It's around 11 p.m. on a Sunday night, so I'm not too worried about my ride home. Decide to take the local train home and relax, since I don't have work the next morning and I can peacefully sleep into the afternoon. Put in my headphones, take a fat rip off my weed oil pen. Feels goodman.jpg. Go down the stairs to the subway tunnel, see a homeless guy with pants half off passed out on the stairs. No biggie, walk past him. No, don't go there, I hear him slur. Ignore him, thinking he's on crack or something. Get down to platform, empty, like it usually is. The train usually comes every 8 minutes at this time, but for some reason the timer said 19. Oh well, just have to wait I guess. About 5 minutes in, a sharp, rancid stench starts coming from the tunnel. At first think nothing of it, because nasty smells aren't an uncommon thing in the subway, but then I think about it again. Not one of the typical stenches, doesn't smell like literal shit, vomit, rat carcasses or trash fire, so I start worrying. It's more metallic, smelled like what blood tastes like, and had a hint of vomit to it. Oh shit, some homeless dude probably pissed on the third rail and exploded, I thought, but there was no sound. Hear a rumble, thinking it's the train going the opposite direction, but there was no PA announcement, think nothing of it and go back to enjoying my well-deserved high. Notice there's another person on the platform now, but like really far from me, so I'm like cool. This guy was off though, he was standing at the very back end of the platform, the part that the back of the train touches, and the entrance is only toward the front. He was also small, about the height and width of a 5th grader. He's also facing me, and not the track like most people, almost as if he's staring at me. I swore I saw his eyes. Oh fuck me natanather crockhead.jpg. Get my pocket knife out my bag that I keep there for this exact reason. That thing has saved my skin twice and I have never left my house without it after the second time. Train is coming down the tunnel and I get up off the bench, stand near where I think the door will stop. Right when I'm about to get in the car I hear that homeless dude from before run up to the gate where the turnstiles are and bang his head into the metal bars screaming no. Fuck okay. Look down the platform, the guy is still standing there, evident ally staring at me. Super spooked, so I get on the train and make my way through the cars while the train is moving to the front car. Train is pretty desolate in the first 3 cars, don't really care, I like being alone. Sit down and relax. I'm next to the driver, so if something happens I'll just start banging on his door. Remember that dude at the platform, start to feel really uncomfortable with that psycho on the same train as me. Get off at next stop to take the next train, so that I could rest easy. Before I continue, let me describe the station I got off at this time. I got off at 14th Street Union Square on the 6 train, which runs on Lexington Avenue. That station is a transfer stop for the Broadway line and the L train, the train that all the hipsters take. The 6 train platform is curved and has certain sections of the edge that come out so that people don't fall on the track, and to make shit look cool. Wait for train to leave, so I just sit on a bench because I'm tired from work. As I take another hit from my pen I'm looking at the train squeaking and screeching way slowly, and then I see him again, in the last car. He was staring right at me. Tactical self-soil. He was wearing a hood, but I could see right into his eyes, sunken, had deep black bags, but they were yellow where it should have been white, and his irises could have been just holes. I didn't see a nose, but that's because he was too busy looking at that grin. That fucking grin. No teeth, just his mouth stretched from ear to ear. Literally from ear to fucking ear. Human mouths don't stretch that far, man. The trains depart really fucking slowly from this stop because the turn radius on the train's axles is barely small enough for the tracks in this old station, so we get a long, lustful look at each other, and I swear I have never wanted to shit my pants so bad. Also, remember how I said he looked small? He somehow grew. His forehead was at the top of the door window, and you have to be easily 6 feet 5 inches in order to have your forehead that high up. Smell isn't there anymore. Check when the next train is coming. 5 minutes, not bad, relax. Greater than 3 minutes later the smell returns, think it just moved down the tunnel. Train comes, and the conductor waits a few seconds for the extendos from the platform to come out. Right before that happens I hear almost a roar come from right under where I was standing, and I see a hand. Yes, that's right, a fucking hand grab onto the part that's supposed to come out. Nope, getting the fussy out of there. Run to the Broadway line to take one of those trains, because the BWay, yellow, and Lex, green, lines intersect again further uptown. Inquire Pig for specifics. Get on the next uptown train that comes almost immediately and think about WTF just happened. The hand wasn't human colored, it had a bluish tint to it, and there were white hairs on the fingers, with fingernails the length of the diameter of a nickel. The roar wasn't animal-like, think of a really loud moan but more primal. Current train gets to 34th Street, a few stops away from where I'm getting off. Train doors open. That fucking smell washes through the car. Actually scared for my life, have the knife if prime hand position so I can flick it open in an instant. Battle stations ready. JPEG. Doors start to close, and I hear someone running accompanied by the sound of heavy breathing and a coat scuffling around. Here it comes, I think. Doors close last second, and that thing's face slams right into the door's window, eyes yellow and almost glowing, widest fucking mouth ever wide open, and its bluish skin pressed up, begging to get in. Its tongue is like 7 inches long and covered in a white, thick saliva. Computer's dumbass thought it was a person trying to CSTCH the train. So he fucking opens the door. God, is this how it ends? That thing lunges at me, I pull out my knife and jab it in the abdomen. Cold. This thing is cold. People who were on the train and saw the same shit I saw are too afraid to move and just start screaming. Some random lady runs up and smacked that thing with her purse, it crumples on the floor. Starts jittering, shaking, and then just stops and lays on the ground breathing. Asks if I'm alright, I say I'm fine. Get off at the next stop with her and some other man and drag the body out, surprisingly not heavy. Walk to police officer who just so happened to be up the stairs. Bring him back to the spot where I left the lady, man, and passed out being. They're not there. What? Avi. Officer asks if I'm high, scoffs and leaves. Standing there, feet are cold and heart is sunken. How can 3 people just disappear in the Times Square subway stop? Decide not to pursue this, take cab home and smoke a fat blunt with my sister. I don't know how I can take the train from now on. Will post again if I see that fucker again.
Honestly, I'm not too surprised this happened. The subway tunnel system is so vast and most of it isn't even seen by people who ride the train. I'm not doubting that anything weird lives down there, but by golly heck was I fucking spooked. I have no idea how it got from one end of the island to another, but whatever it is I hope it doesn't remember my scent or anything, because now it's definitely coming for blood. Keep an eye out for people going missing in the subway, fellas, because you heard it here first.
If you believe this actually happened, then you had a skis episode. Get yourself checked out. My friend went through that shit. He showed signs of paranoia and weird delusions for at least 2 years, and we insisted that he should see someone, but I think he lied about saying that he was. Blew up out of nowhere one night. Walked 15 miles to his mom's house and threw a propane tank and bricks through every window in her house.